A very special greeting to you. Welcome to yet another on time start of my Round the Table initiative on social media. I'm happy that you're here for yet another engagement where we meet once a week. Sometimes I'm tempted to do more than one meetings, but my schedule does not allow it. And sometimes I say, well, why can't you just wait to say the things that you have to say? Especially in keeping with my philosophy that nobody sets my agenda, my professional agenda, no one. So I only come on once a week for 1 hour, sometimes a little less, never more, to deal with certain things that I felt I should deal with as a way of giving back to the people who have given me so much. Without people, I am nothing. I am no one. I am a people loving person. And if there's no human around me or in my life, I am like dead. So I love to give because who are we without people? Now, it is good when tragedy happens to you because you realize who your true friends are. So I thought I had some friends before I had some, little skirmishes in the public in terms of the politics and the ugly head of selfishness rear themselves. And the friends that I thought I had showed me, boy, that they were just opportunists, some of them, and they were not real true friends. Certainly, I knew they were not patriots because of what they would tell me about Dominica and Dominicans, which I will not tell Dominicans that they said. But boy, when people question you unduly without a set purpose, and they doubt you when you give them a correct and legit and cogent and honest answer, it proves that they were never friends. So a little tragedy in life is always good. It helps to sift out the fakes from the real ones. And Carlos Charles is a real one. And I can call many, many other names, but Carlos, I will stop at Carlos. And let me call my brother too, Chris Bogunu. I think I can put him in the first group of people, handful of people who can call me anytime. Chris can pick up the phone and call me at any time. And I'll take Chris's call or call him right back. Because you see, when you face adversity, you know who your true friends are. And family too, Sometimes family deserts you free. Adversity, adversity that now. All I sought to do was to be the ultimate and consummate patriot who would give it all for his country. And some who are so selfishly inclined do not understand or appreciate that someone can be willing to give so much. And that is a little problem for me. If we can give the same in a relationship, it doesn't make sense. So thank you for the little adversity that I went through in the little politics of trying to help our country, trying to fix our affairs politically. And I feel so much lighter and better now. The vision, the sense of purpose is so defined. And yes, some people need to get back on the trusting road because trust is not a thing that it's hard to regain trust sometimes when trust is lost. But people are very forgiving and they see you continue what you're doing. And now a lot of people are saying, boy, Alex, if only I knew. So the trust is coming and it will be restored fully in God's name in time for us to do something for our country and our people. Because at the end of the day, the Creator knows all of us, all our hearts, and the Creator gives to us our equal measures. So I am feeling the love from the overwhelming majority of people. 90 point something percent of Dominicans, I think, trust, believe, understand, love, and appreciate me. And that is stemming from a conversation I had just a few minutes ago with someone who you will never hear speak, never see on social media, but is solidly in my corner and guiding and advising and suggesting and helping with strategies. Because every strategist needs a strategist. No one person knows it all. So, guys, thank you for that. By way of introduction, I just wanted to do that to say thank you to all before I get into the gist of my program for today, which is a sharp focus on life the life that we live and the things that we really ought to do for our youth. Because forever young is a term and a phrase that has been branded, and that's my major theme, forever young. And there's even a song titled Forever Young that we are not going to play for fear of copyright infringement. So we are not going to play Forever Young. I want to be forever young. No, because I do not want to be forever young. I think I'm going to be forever young at heart and in mind. So why try to be forever young? Why try to be what I am? So I don't have to fight. So that is my theme for today, forever young. And I'm going to use the experience and education I got from the elderly centenarians when I was involved in a project that recognized them, and I had to have interviewed them, of which I did 27, going on 28, and those interviews are retained. And there is a standard recurring theme around about the centenarian's message that speaks about youthfulness and the art of growing old. And that I have incorporated in my life and at my age, that I'm very proud to brandish every time. I look like people who are half my age. And some who are half my age look like my parents. It's not just about the great genes that I think I inherited, but it's because of that and that. I cleanse that every day. I don't carry anything over. So anybody who was my enemy yesterday was never my enemy. And woe be unto those who do not want to talk to me because of a fallout. You wake up sour, you go to bed sour, you wake up sour, you go to bed sour. What kind of life is that? Can't be forever young with a frown and a thing on your mind to remember not to talk to Alex, not to call and say, bro, let's work this out, man. Sorry. Come on, man. Come on. What is that about? So today we look at the theme of Forever Young, and I'm going to highlight a couple of the things that I have done, especially within the last 2-3 years, to regain my message, to reclaim my name, to deal with my focus. Because sometimes, guys, you think you work with people, but you don't work with people who are willing to work with you. And I learned that the hard way publicly. As a public showcase, guess what? I was so bothered about it because of the detrimental effect of dealing with political issues publicly. I mean, I know it, I preach it, and that happened to me. Oh Lord, that was painful. But it was necessary pain to teach me that sometimes in life you have to hold tightly to the things that you have and guard it zealously. Be selfish sometimes, especially when your cause is one for a bigger calling, not just for you. I'm not just doing that for me. Malaya ain't hot zone, nothing. Everything that I have achieved it, earned it through my hard work and, of course, through your help. So I do not ask or want for anything. I just want us to work it out together for those who are not as fortunate as some of us. No, I do not have everything I need, but I'm surviving with what I have. It is just that there are too many Dominicans who are suffering. And those politicians who are just, I'm not too sure where they come from or how they understand the economy, who are suggesting that Dominicans are doing well because they see a few of them at VIP and they can buy eyelashes. Can you imagine a politician who's supposed, boy, these people are really not with it. They're not connected with the people. You commenting about women's eyelashes and the eyebrow and the way they carry themselves and saying that this is not a sign, this is not a, it's endemic of lack of priority about buying food locally. I mean, really? That's why I've heard politicians spoke foolishness in my life, That's why I decided not to be one, but to try to take out some. And it is just some people that are delaying. That's why those politicians that's in office now are still in office, If people who are progressive could see what I am seeing, that's a long time a government fall. The people last ja fed up ever you. but people are watching. And before people jump, they have to know where they jump in. Because you don't want to jump from the frying pan and into the fire. So people are being careful. It is ripe for the taking in Dominica, but some of them are too selfish, partisan oriented, to realize that you and your party will not be able to do it. Work with other parties and people. And then you share it off like the Chinese do. The Chinese have no problem working together, none whatsoever. Because when one succeeds, all succeed. Many like I go make you a lot. How you expect us to progress when we fight with each other? And we all want the same thing. Alex just have a different way to do it. You have a different way. Let's find a way in between the ways and let's do it. So I have resigned myself from trying to help people who do not need help, want help, who are too foolish and selfish to realize that is the only way out is to work together. So when I resigned from that, I used to call for unity no longer. Unity will happen when it has to happen, or it may not happen. Probably a new shoot will come up and emerge to make it happen. Instead, I've gone back into myself, refined my message, try to see if I can continue to recruit people who are of the same ilk, like Carlos and myself and many others who will be disclosed sooner rather than later. And especially the young people. Now, that is where the Forever Young theme comes in. I am not a youth anymore. They say when you pass 35, you're not a youth. But I feel youthful, and my mother, who is not close to 45, is also youthful. I have it's a story that I did of my mom where I zoomed in on her eye. And I mean, just look through my mom's eye, and you see so much. I might even post it after this live again, because my mother eyes tell it all. So she is still youthful. I am still youthful, my youth. But to remain my youth, but to maintain my youthfulness, you need to speak to people who are youth. People who don't have a voice or who are not sure how to use their voice. And they're just waiting there, hoping that they mature and they get the confidence so that they could use their voice. That was me. And I'm speaking to you now, young people, because no one else seems to be speaking for you. And I can say so because I know so. I hear them all the time. In the reform symposium, consultation, whatever it is, no one cares to even listen to add for. I mean, yeah, youth might be on the panel, but because probably youth forced themselves to be there. And now that I'm saying that, you're going to see them have a youth, especially the government side. You're going to see they put some younger people to go and start to speak. Watch them after that program because they listen to the program. You may not see 200 people on my live, but trust me, thousands get that live. And I know. I know. And I guarantee you're going to see a young person on their program. But it is just a show. It is just a show. They are not speaking for you. They do not really care too much about what happens to you. If they did after almost 20 years, well, more than 20 years in office, you would have seen youth flourishing in Dominica, especially since our leader was a youth. Youngest prime minister whenever, however. And young people in Dominica not just bingoing and flourishing after 20 years of your leadership. Look at him, what he is, Moon. There's no way I could be a youthful prime minister in office for 20 years and the youth in my country not working on gold. And when I say those things, people say, no, I have a thing against people. How can I have a thing against people? 20 years in a key role, the chief policy maker, so to speak. And young people in Dominica are not doing well, the best in the world. You are the longest serving in the world almost, especially in your particular situation. And the young people who jump and rejoice and probably still are doing so for you are not doing better. They have to come to you and ask for money to top up. You're telling me that, I mean, come on. So you're not interested in the young people? I haven't heard any other party or seen any other party. In fact, there are other parties who had youth groups, youth arms, and they killed those youth arms. So, youth, young people, if you want someone to advocate for you, I am your person. Because I have been a youth that have been struggling. I struggled all my youthful years in Dominica. And I was never given an opportunity. So now that I have escaped and I have survived, I want to give you what I never had. And none of them now who are there now can tell you that, because when they were youth, they get opportunities to become prime ministers and other things. And what have they done with it for you? I didn't get that opportunity to fire. They fired me. How many times I could not see my way? But now that I have seen my way, or I am seeing my way, I'm going to come and speak for the youth and batting for you. So to that theme, Forever Young, comes from this idea that young people must keep you forever young. And I've always been involved with young people. People say that you should not blow your trumpet, but if you don't blow your trumpet, who's going to blow it for you? You think Carlos is going to put his trumpet down and blow mine when he has to blow his? That is an old saying that does not mean much. If you have a trumpet, blow it as well as you can. If you blow it well, and you have a nice tone, people will like it when you blow it. It's your trumpet. So I have a trumpet there, and I'm not blowing it. Well, we're going against those sayings. Let us blow our trumpet. Just learn, practice. Make sure you oil it properly, and you have you breathe your breathing control and your right tone, and you blow away. Nothing wrong in having a beautiful trumpet sound, a saxophone, whatever it is you want to blow. Blow it. It's yours. Because I, at a very young age, while I was a youth, I hosted events for youth, reality camps, and other events where we take young people out. And some of those young people that I did that for and with 20 years ago are now in positions today, and they're not looking at me twice. I don't care if you don't watch me, but you know that I had a lot to do with where you are today. It doesn't matter if you don't pay regard. At least you are somewhere, thanks to the little intervention that I had in your life. Yes, you become selfish and greedy, you don't want to pass it on, fine. But people like Trilogy and them doing it, and Uja Cornet, I am in Trilogy's corner, and in any other youth corner who wants to get me in their corner. Because I think the youth need our support. So Forever Young is an initiative that I will continue to speak about here on my program, that deals with staying connected with the grassroots, the young people, because those people who are now not too young are the ones who are making a problem. And there are some people who are young too who are part of the problem because they have no choice. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't, so they're damned in and they're doing. Because frankly, I really do not see any serious alternative besides what Carlos and us are trying in TUD to seriously present a case for the people. And Carlos is going to be on next. I'm going to join him again. I think he has a guest or two on the TUD program at 3 o'clock after this program. And you will hear of the different kind of quiet, or I should say quieter, more progressive politics, which is what people want, especially the young people. I'm not asking, I'm saying, because that's what we know. And I will have more to say about that at 3 o'clock. But for now, let me continue with my Forever Young. So that theme has been developed not just now, over many years. In fact, my life is driven by youth empowerment, doing things to help people, younger people, and elderly too. Because I started by talking about the PAMPO Foundation and working with the elderly. And I mentioned on Dr. Triffi's program how it was unceremoniously taken and changed to be a poster event for a politician through the Yes We Care. No apologies to say that, because that is the facts. So I have always tried to capture the youth in people who are not too youth and kind of harness the youth of people who are youth. That is all about me. So I continue to do so. To the extent where I reach out to youth all the time. I reach out to young people, asking them to help me to help them. I won't call names of particular people, but there is a particular young youth feminine that I reached out to. And I'm going to read my message to her verbatim and her response. And I'm going to show you the kind of work that I am doing and we are doing to understand where the youth are. I won't say everything that the youth tell me to do, but I'm going to tell you guys this is authentic vibes. Hi, so and so. Welcome to my circle of friends, because she followed me on social media. When our young people follow you, as has been the case with me, you know you're doing things right. And I have had many. If you watch my list of followers between last 2 years and now, that is all the way up. When you're doing bad, people don't follow you badly. So I said, thanks for being in my circle of friends. I believe we need to speak. So talk to me whenever you can. The youth wrote back within minutes and say, good day, how can I assist? On the ball. Very much progressive, unlike some people who I tried reaching out to. Somehow, some people just don't seem to have the manners to return a call. And when they do, oh, I am okay. And I'm seeing they're not okay. You go to a doctor say, well, you look like you have jaundice. Your eyes yellow, your tongue yellow, everything about you yellow, but you saying you okay. And the doctor saying, but how can you be okay? Politics is what I do. I know you're not politically okay. I'm asking you. I'm telling you, telling me you're okay. You have your people. How can you be okay? And how can it take you months to respond? Or how can you tell people you're not responding to me or anybody else like you have arrived? No, no one person knows it all. That youth responded within minutes. And I told the youth, hi, I just need younger professionals to help guide me on best practices and initiatives which can appeal to younger people. I have a passion for youth, and your counsel would greatly assist. That's what I told the young person. The young person said, is it for a specific project? Also, can you send me your email? I could drop a few ideas there because it's a messenger thing that there. She followed me on Facebook. I wrote to her message saying thank you. And that's what I do. Anybody who follow me, I send them a private message. Thank you for following. That is not trolling. That is just being respectful and gracious. And you look at people's profile, you see where they are. You say, that person probably can help me. You reach out. I have always reached out to people for help, always. And that's what I did with this young person. So I sent my email address. The person sent back a message, hey, I'm on the move, but I just sent you an email on my thoughts for now. Please let me know what you think. That is all within an hour or so, Young people willing to engage, willing to have a voice, willing to play a part. Now, you can do what I am saying there if you want, but you will not be successful because that's not you naturally. You can try and make a hash of it, and even if the young people respond positively, you're not going to get far because it is not naturally you. So what I'm doing there is not giving you technique to get the youth. You still pack it up you because it's just not you. Because that's what I have done all my life. And true to form, the young lady sent me an email. My Lord, man. Golden. I have to respond to her. I have not responded yet because I was overwhelmed. I was blown away. So, young person, if you're hearing me, Uncle Alex is just using my experience and my contact moment with you to share the message on your behalf that we, the adults, must spend more time to speak to the young people on their terms, not telling them what to do. Let them, you must tell us what to do. So feel proud. I won't call your name or publish you, but I'm using it as a message to invite other young people to link up with me as well, because I'm telling you, we can do it together, young people. Pascal, those people who are thinking and working and acting like they for you, they're not for you. So now they might come and call you and whatever, but let them show you their track record of doing one thing for young people. One thing that they took the time and organized their money, their time, and they do it for you. And I can show you 10 projects I have done and more. From coaching boys and girls, and I used to be coach of rounders, volleyball, basketball, tennis, any sport in Calibishi. I was the coach, Gerald and myself. Well, Gerald was more like a flag waver. Coach too. Gerald was a decent guy, very handy guy. So my days of involvement with young people goes way back to my young people time. So those of you who want to come and try to do it now, you have to learn. And it might not be natural. Young people know a fake when they see one. So this young person wrote me an email. She said, on the run. Papa Pochi. I wish I could share. I will not share. I'll ask for permission to include some of these on a manifesto. That is how effective this young lady was and how impressive she was. I appreciate you reaching out to seek my humble opinions. After engaging with diverse perspectives through social media and consulting retreats, I am hereby suggesting the following. The young lady continued by saying that the true transformation lies in that. And she gave some subheadings. Fostering a prepared workforce from the perspective of a youth. And she gave some bullet points. Bam. Next subheading. Revitalizing local business. And she gave some perspectives. Bam, 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 bam. Enhancing governmental efficiency. And the youth gave some headlines and guidelines. Bam, 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 bam. Promoting transparency and accountability from the perspective of the youth. Innovations in the judicial system from the perspective of the youth. You know what? I cannot stop reading that email. I cannot stop reading that email. That's why I wanted to share aspects, the highlights. And I'm going to reply to the youth tonight, probably when I would have spent the day and reflect and send a nice long response and just thank her for the guidance. And she says to me, she says to me at the end, please do not hesitate to reach out to me if you need clarification or further comments. But of course, I'm going to reach out to you. That's the same line I give to people who never reach out or not even say thank you. So, thank you, Madam Youth. And I will certainly be reaching out as often as possible because I want to be schooled by you. The perspectives you offered there, I could have never thought about it because I'm not in your ilk. I'm years away from you, so I would not think the way you're thinking. Although I have an understanding from working with young people as a teacher. But I'm not a young person like the people I'm teaching. So I thank you for your expertise and I shall be coming to you. And I'll also seek your permission to use this to develop a plan, a developmental plan, because I think we need to use that. Those that come with plans come and say, oh, my vision, I went to a mall in New Jersey and I see some golf balls that are dangling and glowing balls. Really? That's what the youth tell you? Oh, you and your family see it and you want to go and do it in our botanical gardens? Really? And boy, sometimes, you know, I really, if I was fellas like Tad and Pally sort, I would have really been on, even loved it too. I'm not that kind of a messenger. I am an educator and I try to keep things real in a way that is generally gracious because that's my training, to be gracious to individuals. But epedi yo ka fe mwen fache because they're not cutting it, they're not coming with it. And it's mainly because of their selfishness. So I use this little email and young lady, I will get back to you. I will. So I do not know if you'll hear this, probably not if you're listening to my live, but what you give me there is enough message to stick with it. And probably, as I said, later in the future, no one knows what's going to happen. You might be my guest here in a non-partisan way, yeah? Because this is not a partisan vibe, my vibe here. I have like a partisan relationship with TUD, which is not even party. It is movement oriented because parties have failed us. And if anybody wants to be non-partisan, involved in a progressive political movement, call Carlos. Carlos, can I publish your number? Check out Carlos, man. And say, look, I want to help. I want to be progressive. Because that is not party as party comes. I mean, I watched a consultation the other day, and all parties speaking, minus Carlos. Carlos was wonderful. And they're not thinking beyond their noses. All they see is what their party wants. No one representing the people. One wants to bring people down to vote, one don't want people to come down to vote. Nobody trying to meet any middle, rationalize things. So if one say that, you have to meet the one there and say, okay, if you want that, why, what about that? When you just dismiss what that one wants, where are you going to go with that? So at 3 o'clock, right after this program, you will hear TUD's idea on the overseas vote. And I'm a guest on that. And I'll have a lot to say about that as well. So that's where you can be partisan if you want to be. But although it's not really partisan. But on my platform here, it's all about me spending a week to hope to inspire. And my message today was forever young. And I grounded my message in the things that I have done all my life to appreciate and celebrate young people. And especially feedback that I got from a young person. I mean, young, teen, as to how I can possibly message to appeal more to the youth. And I reached out. I'm not going to pretend and say the person just come to me and say, no, the person followed me first. And as I normally do, because I am a man of courtesy. If you have worked with me, you know I'm respectful, I'm punctual, I am loyal. Did I say respectful? Yes. So there are some who would have you believe otherwise. I don't push people around. The furthest thing from me is authoritarianship. I stay at the back and my pussy move. Probably I do that too much. So I know what it is to be gracious. When somebody follow me, I pick up my little mouse and I message, thanks for following me. Welcome to my circles. And people just don't follow me like that, you know. Watch me. I have been 5,000 max of friends on my regular page for years now. I maxed that in months. If that was a business page, I would have had thousands of followers. But it's okay. It's a personal page, and I don't mind keeping it as that. So, guys, I've made the point about the Forever Young, and I can go on speaking, but I realize I have to start wrapping up because I want to deal with 2 more things before we move on to the 3 o'clock hour and TUD's program. I really hope somebody got something from this Forever Young section. And yes, I took a swipe at a politician or two, but why not? Why would you want to be in office for so long and expect people not to take a swipe at you, especially if it's true? And I only deal with truth on my vibes. So grow tough skin, man, and take the blows when it comes. I take so much blows. And your supporters too should learn to understand that people have to speak about you. I think most of the times the politicians do not mind anyways, the people that really cause a problem. And some politicians too are very thin-skinned too. And this is a democracy. People can say what they want as long as it's truth. You don't you find a way to say it. Because I have heard some things being said about people, although they are true or might be true, but it's just a little raw. But I'm not that kind of a person. I don't think I upset anybody when I speak. People don't like me because they don't like my head. But to say upset people when I speak, no, that's not that's not how we roll. All right, let's spend 20 more minutes. I didn't think we have 20, but let me see what we can do. Two other aspects I would want to deal with today is when I talk about my ethics of how I work and the things that I do. I wanted to speak about the book, my book, that is doing very well. Thanks to the creator. Dame Eugenia Unedited. A book that I wrote after 25 years of holding it back. A book which wrote itself. An interview that I did with the Dame. And I was just not confident enough. I didn't think I was able to do those things. And I reached out to people who had done these things before me. Two different set of people. I won't call the names of the press, but they are two Dominican press. The first one never responded. The second one never responded. Well, I think the first one responded. Is a Dominican press owned by some person who is Dominican now, but probably from Dominican by naturalization. And the second people who have a press, local, never responded. So these things push you back, when you expect people who are quote unquote vessels. When they don't respond, it makes you feel, boy. So it took Sam to tell me, man, Alex, you have it in you. Let's do this book. And Sam held my hand and get me to publish this book. And I must say that we don't have large populations in Dominica, but if this book was produced for, let's say, the US market, that would have been a bestseller. And I'm claiming it as a bestseller because of the number of people who have purchased it from the Dominican context, and more people are still buying it. So I want to think it's a political bestseller in Dominica, at least for now. And the book has not even been introduced to Dominica, to the markets. I'm just here on social media speaking about it. And multiple people have purchased copies of the book. And they offer me very helpful hints. And those of you who have bought the book and read it, don't be shy about telling me what you think. Send me a little review. Most preferably, put the review on Amazon so the world can see it, and it will help the book to get ratings. Bad or good, whatever you want to write is fine. But please write a review on Amazon. Please, somebody, if you have the book, and share your views with me as well and your concerns. As I said, the book was written based on an interview or transcribed from an interview. And that's one of the things I also want to keep on saying, that the book is not going to read as a flourished, edited, peculiar, particular book. It is Dame Eugenia Unedited, presented as the interview was received, with no edits. So certain things might read a bit repeated or different. There's no finesse, no refining, because Dame Eugenia was not a person to refine her things. And I could not edit what she told me. I chose not to. So you may want to take out your critical eye sometimes when you read it, but I think you will enjoy the read better, especially if you get the audio version of the book to see the context or the idea or the attitude in the voice, because there is an audio version as well. So that is this reason, that's the decision that I took, not to edit the book. But enjoy the read. And as I said, share with me whatever you think you can share or would like to share about your impressions of the book. The book is on Amazon. The last I checked, it's about $29 for it. And there's a Kindle version to the book as well that is much cheaper. There's a hardcover that's a bit more expensive, and there is the audio version that's coming out any day now. And you guys can get ready for that. I want to thank all of those of you who have already purchased the book and who have let me know too, and who continue to send me pictures of the book. Do so I can publish if you want me to publish, because some people tell me don't publish, as a means of promoting the book. What this book is about is looking at the legacy of the leaders of our country, from E.O. Leblanc all the way to the Honorable Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister of Dominica, Mr. Roosevelt Skerrit. And the project is a 10-year project. So we have Dame Eugenia out now. That book will be in circulation in the market and will continue to be, I guess, for the foreseeable future. Even after my time, the book is written, it's going to be there. It's not going to go anywhere. So 100, 300 years, 300 years from now, that book will be there. That's why it's good to write. But as the first book in the series, it will enjoy notoriety until I write and present the second book on Patrick John, titled Patrick John the Man. So that might take another year or two, and then we come out with another book and then another book. So all the leaders will have a book written. We will have one written jointly for Piero and Rosie. In Between Death, that one is called. And for the first time, I think, in terms of a text, you will see a critical analysis of the death of these two men in office and how there was such a hush, such quiet about two prime ministers dying in office. To me, it was not a big thing. It just went away like a breeze. I am dealing with it in a different way while looking at their legacy in office, not before office. So the same will be true for Patrick John, for Mr. Edison James, and all the other leaders, ending on the current prime minister. I don't expect to write about other prime ministers in the same way in terms of the legacy series. Or if somebody wants to do it, you could continue the series. But my aim is to just do those leaders over 10 years. So this program culminates in 2033. Why again? Ties back to my Forever Young initiative, because the young people, like this young lady who is communicating with me, does not understand politics the way I understand it, and the history of the politics, how we got here. They keep on saying, oh, the people who are now supporting the government, they don't understand the politics before. How you expect them to understand what happened before? By giving them a pre? By explaining to them. That's what this book is about. So those young people who are 9 and 10 in 10 years' time will be 19 and 20. They will be the ones to vote. So they would have had 5 or 6 books that give them guidelines, and they'll fix the problem of Dominica if we, the adults, have not yet fixed it. So guys, I am very focused on to where I would like to be. I ask the Almighty to bless me with life and health and strength to be able to do what it is that I would like to do. Papa God, you know my heart. Just please keep me here as long as you can, if it's your will, so I can at least see my ideas manifest. Although some do not want it to bear fruit, but Papa God, you know, and you are the one who grants those blessings, and I know you will let it happen. If not through me, but through someone else, but it's going to happen. And our young Dominicans will not be starved as I was starved when I was a young Dominican. That is what this series is doing. Beginning with Dame Eugenia, we're going for 10 years. So the final thing I'd like to say is to please, guys, go on Amazon and get a copy of the book. Please. When you support the book, you support the project, you support individuals. You support people because one of the things that this book is going to do, it's going to award scholarship from the monies that we make in an account that I have not yet established, but will be established the next time I land home. And it will be there transparent for all to see. If I sell 1,000 books, you're going to see it on the account and how much money went to the account. And if somebody wants assistance to study politics or law, there'll be a team in place, not me deciding, of who's qualified to get the money to go to study. Because that's what Demi Jr. did most of her life. And any proceed from her book should go back to that. That's what I'm saying. And the account will not even be controlled by me, it will be controlled through my trust. And people who qualify to do law or government will get money from the funds to go out and study. So it's in your hands. Buy 1,000 copies of the book, 1,000,000 copies of the book, and many young people will benefit from it. So that is pretty much what it is on the book point of view. Can I get into another topic? I know my partner is looking at me, big guy, saying, "Boy, we have time. We have to stop." But Carlos, I have to go into one more topic if you do not mind. And the other topic is let's leave the topic for next week. I think I dealt with the book. We connected my vision in the book for 10 years to my Forever Young initiative. And I think that is enough for today. But let me deal with some comments. Mr. Producer, do you have comments that you want to put on the screen for me, or do I have to search for my comments myself? Let me know. But if you can put one up for me now, I'm going to look for my phone. And I see we have quite a few people on the live. Thank you, guys. This really means the world to me that you're here. Stay here. Let me deal with some of your comments before I get off the live. So it looks like my producer is not going to give me comments, but I'm seeing many comments there. All right. Sam Hill, you're there. Big respects to you. I remember to say hi to you. As you know, I'm never going to stop praising you. Oh, Lofty Durant. That is my brother, fellow soul there, a man in the vineyard fighting. I called you today, Lofty, as well. We are brothers, man. Identical twins doing unidentical things. Lofty says, greetings, Alex, and everyone else who are forever young. Lofty, I love it. And you are involved in that as well, Lofty, as a forever young person. Lofty, I'm excited about the prospects of the future. Things may look bleak, as you know, but Lofty, there is nothing that we cannot do as a people when we decide to work it out together. And I'm not going anywhere in politics without you, Lofty. You are my man. And Lofty, if you tell me who said that, who said that in politics, I give you a prize. But a politician said that after an election, and he ended up losing that after the recount. So, Lofty, thank you, man. It's nice to see you, Lofty. You alone represent at least a couple hundred people because your listeners are in that amount and more. So when you are on with me, Lofty, I feel as if your entire audience is with me. Thank you, my brother Lofty. And God bless you for your good works that you're doing. All right, producer, is there anything else you want to put for me? Okay. Litham, Limey, I guess. Give me some love hearts. 4 times the love. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. Lofty, come with some more, man. Give me some more. Not Lofty, I'm my producer. Petrocarbon, my family. Says good afternoon, family and brother. Good afternoon to you, Petra. What's going on? It is nice to have you live. We communicate, privately, but it's nice to see you support me public as well. Thank you, Petra, my family, my blood and friend. You are a progressive one as well, and one that I'm not moving anywhere without. So if I'm in the politics, you're in it too. All right, Evelina, my girlfriend. My friend. Or I should say my former. Okay, my friend. Evelina, I put in all business outside, man. Whoa, my eyelash. Lost in VIP. You like trouble, eh? You like trouble, Evelina, my Everglow friend. Nice to have you. Keep on doing your program. just as I keep on doing mine, because you have class that will last. And keep on promoting your son. Even he can be stubborn sometimes, but young people can be stubborn. So never waver in your support and your belief in him. All right, because he's a good man. I remember that child as a baby, and he has done well. You have done well, Evo. So continue doing your stuff. All right. Producer, give me some more comments if you have more. Sam says, bless up, locked in. That is the Sam I talk about. Sam is the one who has me looking and sounding so good. Well, not looking and sounding good. I mean, my producer Carlos is having me looking so. But at least in terms of the book, Sam, you're a genius. And you're going to get lots of work because you have blessed hands. Glenda Lavedo Burton, making sense. Blow your own trumpet. But of course, Glenda is yours. They should fool us. Glenda, they should tell us that girls are not heard. They are seen. Nonsense. Women should be heard when they must be heard. And sin too, you know. But they fooled us to believe a lot of things that they wanted us to believe so they could control us. And they suppress women for so long because you always hear, oh, if you too loud, you'll be loud. How? That's unladylike. Really? So you there getting an abuse from a fella and you there quiet. That's on be loud how. Blow your trumpet. Say the things that are yours because people are not very quick to give you credit for stuff that's yours. In fact, Glenda, they try to take it from you. Stolen legacies. So thank you for understanding the method behind my madness of saying forget the old lessons that we were taught. Blow your trumpet, toot your horn, boast of your accomplishment. Parce que c'est ça, especially if it is yours. All right, Mr. Producer, do we have any more? I know you don't want to give them to me because you want me to get off, but I am on a roll, man. I hot, man. Claudia Burton again. I'll order my copy. Oh, Clonda Bruno, not Claudia Burton. That is my niece from St. Joe with love. A niece that I'm so proud of. I mean, she's grown up and she's moved out and around, but she never stopped respecting her uncle and giving her uncle love. Thank you, uncle's niece. And I know you will buy a book and you will tell your friends and they will continue to purchase the book. This really means a lot to me. Thank you. Mr. Producer, put some more things on. I know you have a program coming up next, but put at least one more message up for me. One more message. If you have it. If not, I will end. Tell my cause to contact me. That is Annie Queenie. Tell my cause to contact me, Annie Queenie. Annie Queenie. Boy, Mina? Oh, I don't know. Annie, I'm a little kind of Well, Annie, I send you a message. All right, more messages. Yeah. If you don't shout out yourself, no one's gonna shout for you. You see, a wise man agreeing with me. I think I finish. I think after that comment, I'm good to go. I see my darling cousin Indira is on the live. Indira Telemark, it is nice to have you. I know you normally follow Lofty more than you follow me. And I give you a meet with the other day. I say, hey, blood, let me tell you something. I have seen you in my life and you're not Lofty life. So since then, since then she come off incognito. She may be checking her cousin being political. She want to guide her cousin. So Indira, is nice to see you. Sorry for selling out your business. Guys, I have to end because I promised Carlos to be with him. You see, if I continue like Lofty and go on for 2 hours, I'm not even an hour yet, we will have a lot of people on that live, but I do not like to go too long because I want you to come back with me next week, Sunday. We'll do the same thing all over again. So those of you who are on now, tell somebody that we're going to do this same way next week. And I promise you that you're going to have a wonderful time talking about progressive engagements in Dominica. God bless until next week, Sunday. But switch from my live to TUD's live on the Team Unity Dominica social media platforms, YouTube, and all the other platforms. And on that program today, TUD is going to talk about its view on the diaspora vote and also manufacturing in Dominica. So you guys do not want to miss this. So take a break, have a drink, have a glass of water, enjoy TUD's program. We go on for 1 hour and then we check in Lofty later today. Well, Lofty has a Sunday program as well. So see you guys in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes on the TUD platform for TUD's Roundtable. Take care, guys, and thanks for tuning in. See you next week.